I want to talk about the Mike Shanahan situation. It's more about Mike Shanahan than Donovan Mcnabb. So I got a question for Mike Shanahan. Where are your balls, Mike Shanahan? Aren't you the same guy who constantly shuffled in no-name running backs in Denver and started quarterbacks that nobody but yourself thought could get it done just because you were arrogant enough to believe that you were just that good of a coach? Aren't you the same tough guy who has gone out of his way to embarrass Albert Haynesworth this season to show him, your team, your new city, the league, and the world that you run things and it's your way or the highway? Aren't you the same egomaniac that had the nuts to pull your starting quarterback in the final 2 minutes of a winnable game this past Sunday because you felt that your backup gave you a better shot at winning in that situation? If this is the case, then what's up with all the backpedaling, excuse-making, and straight-up lying from the Shanahan camp, Mike and Kyle, that has compounded every day this week since the decision was made? Everyone probably knows by now that I don't think very highly of Donovan Mcnabb in pressure situations, as painfully evidenced by every Eagles fan, whether they choose to admit it or not, in the past 11 years of clutch futility. However, for the record, I disagree with the move when Mike Shanahan made it on Sunday. I wasn't sure of the message he was trying to send. I'm sure Mike watches a ton of game film and of which prominently displays number 5's propensity to nut up in the biggest pipe-busting situations. But if you don't trust him, then why give the Eagles 2 high draft picks for the guy in the first place? Why build him up all season as such a great quarterback with such great command if you obviously didn't believe that to be true? If you were just going to pull him from the lineup the very minute the Redskins found themselves in one of those situations that only, quote-unquote, unappreciative, crazy Eagles fan knows he won't excel in. Better yet, why make the decision, go on TV in your press conference and give an adamant reason for doing it, and then in subsequent days make every excuse in the book of why you didn't think he was fit to run the 2-minute drill? In your desperate attempt to lessen the embarrassment of your overly sensitive and overrated quarterback, you actually made things worse by inadvertently describing him as dumb, lazy, out of shape, a liar, and soft, instead of just sticking to your original guns and just restating that you just didn't feel comfortable with him in that situation. So in essence, instead of being the grown man in charge that your past actions portray you to be, you subscribe to the Andy Reid handbook of Donovan coddling and ultimately embarrassed yourself, Donovan, the Redskins, and even your son for having him participate in this foolery all week. Coach Shanahan, you punked out.
Welcome to the war room. We got Dev, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the hot block commander. Give it to you how you want it in a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level. Bold with the topics, sort of like some rebels. When it's game time, they like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerate to speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th, so the war in Kuwait. It's the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly